welcome to episode 181 of Heresy Accountabilibuddies. My name is Jack, followed by my host of...
Ryan.
Duncan.
Jamie.
And John.
And Dave. Good old Dave.
F Dave.
There is no Dave. Dave's not here, man. There's no Dave.
There's only Zool.
So, before we get any further, we're going to do the second half of Retinues tonight, if I remember correctly. Did I remember correctly? Yep. And then also getting it off the top, we will be taking next weekend off. So do not expect the show on the 16th, 17th, depending upon your time zone, depending upon your seeking knowledge. We are taking that week off for mental health. I'll call it that way. But we will be back the 23rd to discuss something that we probably haven't figured out yet, because that's how this rolls.
Maybe by then we'll have something new to talk.
Maybe. So
I have faith.
Yeah, faith.
We need a better excuse than mental health, because anybody that knows any one of us knows that it would take more than a weekend.
That's true. All right, how about we need a break and we need a weekend off? There we go. That sounds reasonable to me.
So
you'll take days off?
Yes.
We're not hobby machines like you are, John.
Well, I'll save this for the hobby section. So let's do a quick station identification.
Do you love resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HERESYABB at checkout.
Let's do a quick station identification. And thank you to our patrons. Without you, none of this would be possible. So hobby progress. I'll start first. I took this whole entire week off. I went to DCI with the kids. I did other stuff. It was now float day, birthdays. I took the week off, and I am not sorry about it. I did get a new needle for my Patriot Extreme 105 though. That's the most hobby I did, was getting in a shipment. What about you, Bri?
Does community outreach count as hobby progress?
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
We'll take it.
I played a game of 30K Friday. Had a good time. Was with my buddy Jeff. We actually talked about a previous episode we recorded about regular Terminators. And he had good remarks about that podcast episode. Let's see, what else did I do? I played some Battletech Alpha Strike on Saturday, the campaign that I've been doing with my buddies slowly over the past year and a half. That was a lot of fun, despite, apparently all my dirty, filthy clan pilots being Ray Charles and not being able to land any shots for multiple rounds. But that was about the extent of it. Took an inventory of what I need to work on hobby progress-wise for my Death Guard while I had them out playing, as well as my Battletech stuff. I definitely need to get some decal action going on my painted Death Guard just to put those finishing stages on some squads. But what about you, Jamie?
I finished up some more of the Rapier batteries, quad mortars, and the command squads that go with them, and then I also did another tactical squad. And now I have all my, for the first 3,000 points, I have all my base troops. They're all ready for prime. They're all on the primey sticks. And then I built one Rhino, but I've got 3 more to build. And I started working on one of the bombards, but I have to go back and fix something on it.
Your priming sticks look like if you get attacked by a rabbit raccoon, you could protect yourself.
that might be a reason for that. No, because I have a prime outside, and
he's waiting to be attacked by Jimothy.
Yeah, or Jimothy's father. What did they call him? What's the Danny DeVito, or is his father? They're saying now.
I have no clue.
Yeah. No. That I get, like, what I do is I go to a Home Depot and I go and get like those big it's like a 1x1 trim stick.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like about $4, and I literally just take a box saw and cut the end off, or if I'm really in a bad mood, I'll just take it and crack it on the ground to the length I need and break it off, and then put double-sided tape on it and just keep reusing them. So yeah, I think I've got like 8 or 9 of them lengths right now sitting ready to be primed. If it'll ever stop raining is the other problem.
It will never stop raining.
Yeah, it's been one of the wettest. I know everybody else literally in the world is like roasting and huge, horrible like droughts. Not here in the Southeast. It's been like more rain than like multiple hurricanes, and we have not had any tropical storms like hit the coast or anything. It's ridiculous.
It's been a little dry up here, a little hot, but not too bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, like y'all got all that smoke from the wildfires.
Yeah, that gave me a wonderful sinus infection a few weeks back.
But
haven't done 7 packs of Canadian wildfire to do it.
Yeah, this week I'll keep working on the bombards and finish up the rhinos, and I'll probably be able to have most of it ready to prime. Maybe if not this weekend, next weekend, the weekend after. So, anyways, I've got tons of other stuff that I'm gonna end up adding on, but I'm trying to get my first 3,000 points done, so that like I can start painting on it, so it'll be ready for Adepticon. And for the main reason I'm doing the army is so I have a second army that the kids can play with too if they want to play, which they've asked to. So, anyways, how about Dunk?
Let's see here. I went to work. I did more work. I've put medals down on the rapier, on the rhinos. Sorry, I've got all the tracks with the first layer of metal on them for all 3 rhinos and for the Kratos. I've started picking out the silvers for other locations. I've gone back and done the second layer of the white on all the white sections for the Kratos and the rhinos. I do have one final white layer I'm going to lay down on that. I'm going to be cleaning up, this week I'm going to be cleaning up the overspray from the whites where I first put their base white down. That's going to get touched up, reverted back to blue. Other than that, there was not a lot of hobby stuff. There was a lot of extra work stuff that went on this week. So,
life's a bitch.
Let's see here. Yeah, it can be a bitch at times. Johnny boy.
So those 7 suzerains I built a while ago got primed, and then I Zenithiel highlighted them, and then I had some other suzerains that were already base-coated blues, and there was 18 of those, and they got all their brown base coats for gold and leathers. And I ordered some stuff from Green Stuff World, some 3D printed bits to try to keep my 3D printers a little, since one of them's working on a Mastodon, the other one's working on Warlord parts. I figure I should probably order some stuff if I'm going to order it from somebody else. And instead of shipping me what I ordered, they randomly shipped me 4 cutting mats.
I saw that. I like the silhouettes for all the, like a dog and other human-sized things on them.
Maybe they heard about you, John, and it was like, instead of cutting himself, maybe he should cut our mats.
Yeah, but I wanted the mechadendrites. I wanted 4 sets of mechadendrites, not 4 cutting mats.
They just know their customers, man.
I mean, they know what you really want, John. I think we all do now.
I have so many cutting mats.
Stop counting your body.
Your fingers are not cutting mats, John.
Just because I don't use them doesn't mean I don't own them.
Oh, God.
I'll put that in the freezer.
But yeah, that's all the hobby I got done, apart from I thought I'd finish sorting all the magic cards, at least the rares, and then found another box while I was sorting commons and uncommons. So I gotta go back at it.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, my spine is not happy.
I believe it.
Because I can sit back when I'm alphabetizing, but when I'm like sorting by colors or by types, I have to lean forward and pitch it into boxes. That's my hobby progress, gentlemen.
Okay. Well,
The news.
I guess so. Yeah.
So we had the Necromunda stuff roll out for pre-orders. This is a little weird to me. So they showed the Necromunda skirmish box, and it says it comes with 25 and 32 bases. And then they showed remember, because we were questioning the Necromunda bases last time.
Right.
Yeah.
They're good-looking bases.
28.5.
What? Is that like a new size?
It can't be. They're not going to make new base sizes for this. There's no, this doesn't make any sense. This has got to be a typo.
Does it? No, I agree.
And then, like I said, these can't be 50s. These have got to be 40s.
I am pretty sure that no matter what, GW will find a way to somehow make something wrong. So I fully expect those to be 50 mils. And then no one will say anything. And they'll just quietly be replaced, and then we'll get 40 mils instead. So these 50 mils will be out there floating around.
They've never had 50s. They've had 40s, and that's what they look like. I own a lot of them. And the same with the 25s and 30s. But yeah, I don't understand what they're doing with the base sizes on the website. Next week, we're going to get the Ogre stuff we had previewed. A bunch of Ogre stuff. Some clear dice. The Galaxy in Flames re-release. Fancy Edition and Not So Fancy Edition. And False Gods in the Not Fancy Edition.
Fancy Edition.
Yeah, that's really all we're getting for Heresy stuff.
Is it made with real Corinthian leather?
It's made with fake leather.
I'm sure it is because it's GW.
Yep. During the week, we got some preview art. First up is the Eschers. So we got some new Escher minis coming out. Good if you want to make an all-female militia or Solar Rocks army. And needed some leader models. We also got a update for Titanicus. So the guns that came out on the new Legions Imperialis sprues got their updates for Titanicus rules, as well as some buffs to some previously existing guns. We got a new Black Book article for the Zalcard Forge World. And what you've all been waiting for.
Jewelry. No.
Joy Toy. We got a White Scars Vigilator with Nemesis Rifle and Bolt Pistol.
Yeah.
We got a Space Wolves banner.
Brian will be happy.
Yeah.
A Alpha Legion banner.
And these are the big. How big are these? Oh, okay. They're good. The good size ones.
107 by 54. Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they'll do literally anything but Death Guard Joy Toy minis.
There's some Death Guard stuff, but this was odd. They dropped Joy Toy Scimitar jet bikes.
Yep. And they're cheap for the Vigilator.
So for $59, you can get a Sons of Horus Legion Scimitar jet bike with heavy bolter. You just get the jet bike with heavy bolter. You do not get a pilot. You do not get any posability on the bike itself. You get a cool little base that can make it fly, but that's about it.
That's why they're so cheap. Okay. I thought they came with the biker. I was like...
No.
No biker for us.
That was too optimistic on my part. I
swear someone out there is going to put a Terminator on that. I have faith.
Or Primarch or something, yeah.
Jagatai Khan, what?
Contemptor
Speaking of the con, they also released the White Scars Shamshir jet bike with power lance for $59. Same thing. You just get the bike, and this time you get a Lance, I guess. So, and the action base.
I mean, that's neat. I wish you got the rider, but okay.
Yeah.
Jack, are you ready?
I
hold
turned
on.
off my screen.
Did we get the Joy? Did they announce the Joy Toy Mastodon?
No, that was
No.
somebody printing one.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that thing was kind of. I was like, holy crap, that's huge.
Yeah, someone on one of the Joy Toy Facebook groups is printing a Joy Toy scale Mastodon.
It's probably about the size of a cinder block.
No,
Bigger.
It's not.
Oh, it's
Oh,
bigger.
God.
Oh,
It's-
yeah, because
it-
yeah,
it's like an end table.
Yeah,
Oh, my
Put it on his
God.
ass.
it like you could legit fit like the figures in it, man. I mean, it's
you can motorize it and your kids could ride it.
yeah, pretty much.
Jeez.
Starforge dropped the Ultramarine or Starforged Warhammer 40k Space Marines Ultramarine Scroll Seal Heavy Pin Badge Men's Fashion Jewelry Warhammer merchandise gift.
Yep.
The mouthful.
Sure.
Sure.
John will get 3. Jack will get 2.
I will probably get a few when the knockoffs start coming out because that'd be really cool for terrain.
All right, how much is the blingy one?
There is no blingy one. This is just $35 as is.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, they don't do blingy purity seals. They just do basic purity seals.
For now.
And like
Give
all
them-
purity
give
seals
them
on the
more.
back, you get to choose whether you want it to be a pin or if you want it to be a magnet.
Why can't they make me a rose gold purity seal with gold leaf parchment?
And make Jack have a heart attack.
Are you trying to give them ideas?
Give them time.
I'm sure the writing on the parchment will be like in some exotic animal's blood or something.
Written in pygmy albino.
What are
Oh.
what are those cats they have over in Indonesia that eat the coffee beans and that poop?
Civet.
Civet. There you go. It's gonna be civet skin.
Okay.
Mordian dropped a preview for their upcoming battle turret or battle tank turret updates.
That's kind of cool. Is that Baneblade size or
I think it's probably closer to
Malkador?
Wogildorn.
Okay.
That kind of looks like a blend of between a Predator turret and a Lehman Russ turret.
Wow. It those the rounded cupolas or whatever. Those definitely ring like IG. I mean,
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'd like to see what that size is up for.
yeah.
TT Combat is coming out with some pre-colored 10mm terrain.
Ooh, I saw Road.
So we've got some
Interesting.
little hab buildings. We've got a bridge. We've got a under construction building and a city skyscraper.
Is that cardboard?
That looks
Or-
like PlasterCard.
It is pre-colored MDF.
Huh. Interesting.
Normally, I don't like pre-colored MDF, but for 10mm, it really works.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So that's 10 mil?
Yep.
Okay.
Titanica scale.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Legions Imperialis. Anvil
Okay.
Industries dropped some previews for their upcoming releases. So we've got some Ushkana heads, some operator heads, and some sci-fi French heads.
Senko heads. Nice.
They also dropped a preview for their new patron this month. It's going to be those not Titanfall guys we saw last week.
Okay.
And they're going to come in multi-part as well, so that way you can swap all the parts around you want and use other parts that they've got. I took advantage of their sale this week, so I could build some of those Bellatar storm sections that we saw in the Zone Mortalis book.
Nice.
Spellcrow is having a sale on their entire website, 10% off everything. Just use code AG26. They claim
After
it
Gen
works
Con
for,
26.
yeah, they claim it works for the month of August.
Neat.
And we got one Kickstarter look at this week. The relaunch of Black Sheep Systems Tabletop Terrain Collection. So this is a bunch of 3D printable STL files to make your Grim Dark Underhive ghetto.
I think this is a little bit closer to an orc, like a dust thing for orcs, or dust city for orcs.
It's kind of like ghetto cyberpunk is how I see it.
Okay, I can see that.
Like Underhive for Repo Man.
Yeah.
Or Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frivala.
I meant the movie Brazil.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, that's kind of neat.
Some neat stuff in there. And the whole thing together is $11 for the relaunch.
Yeah. Not bad.
And if you want the relaunch and everything they've come out with up till now, it's only $33.
Still not bad.
Definitely probably printed an MDF instead of resin because you'd be there for days.
Oh yeah, that's
But some cool stuff in there. And that, gentlemen, is all the news.
Yay for the news. So, shall we discuss the topic of the night?
Sure.
We shall.
Jamie, yes, but I have to find it.
Okay. Yeah.
Right then. So we've talked Terminators to death.
Have we?
Well, yeah, we've kind of given them two different
We've had
episodes. So
We also
I
had
can
some.
talk about them more.
We had some decent feedback too in the Discord from people. So
we did.
My buddy Jeff liked it.
I'm glad. I'm honestly glad that people are enjoying what we did.
Yeah.
So let's do that again, except without Terminators. Let's talk about the Retinues, the generic Retinues that are in the books, not the specific Legion Retinues.
All right, I can cover this really fast if you want.
I am all here for it, Bri.
They're all good. You should take them. End of podcast.
And thank you for
Well
coming
done.
to this podcast, 181 of Heresy Accountability Buddies.
Right then. I think they need a little bit more of an in-depth thing than that, Brian, but I appreciate you.
I'm not wrong.
I think they're all overshadowed. They're not bad. I'm not saying in any way, shape, form, or fashion that they're bad. I just think that they're all overshadowed by other units.
I mean, that's why
it's so hard to get retinue choices
Yeah.
in detachments. I think that's the bigger problem. Is most people when they build lists, they think about all the cool shit they can take with the force unlock or whatever it's called. I forget the primary thing, but retinues they're just in so few detachments.
They really are.
Yeah. Certain legions have easier access to them than others, but like just generic wise, they're constrained. Let's call it that.
You're not wrong. Sorry, I had something in my eye. I think that the Retinues are kind of lacking, A, because of them being the Apex unlock. B, because you can take it with an unlock from within your main detachment to add one to that detachment. But even then, I feel yes, they're highly underrepresented on the table, but they're also, compared to what you can get out of most general legions out of their own detachments, retinue or retinue-like unit, I feel these guys are, while good compared to everything else that's generic, they're also a little bit lacking. And I think that I can express that easiest by mentioning the Praetorian Command Squad. 130 points.
With jump packs or without?
Without.
I was gonna say with it's 100. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So without it's 100. Without jump packs, they're 130 points for 6 dudes. 20 points more per guy. You get the general veteran stat line, weapons go 5, 4s for ballistic strength, toughness, and 2 wounds, 4 initiatives, 3 attacks, 4 on your champion, who does get the champion, which I like. I like the fact that your sergeant gets that role for these guys. Standard leadership, 8/8, 7/7, and a 2-up. Bolter, bolt pistol, grenades, etc. No other rules, so you don't get Vanguard, you don't get Line, you don't get anything like that. And then you have all the generic. You can swap out everything for shotguns for your bolters, disintegrator rifles for bolters, Volkite charger for bolters.
I have a question.
You can swap out bolt pistols for combat shields. Yes.
Is this in first and second edition? This the normal command squad?
Yeah, this is what we would call the normal command squad.
Okay,
Because they made a lower rank version of them.
Yep. The champion sergeant guy can swap his bolt pistol for a disintegrator pistol. Everybody can swap everything for pair of lightning claws for 10 points. If you keep your bolters, you can put bayonets of various types on them, and you can add a Legion standard. All of that's great.
They really are pushing those disintegrators.
They really are. These guys are good. I'm not saying they're not good. They're good. They got a 2-up. You have the ability to give them a 2-up, 5-up in close combat because of the shields. You can get all the close combat weapons you want, the various different guns. So you can tweak these guys to be pretty much the universal. It's a Swiss Army knife. They're really much a Swiss Army knife unit. But they're only good against other units, primarily in close combat, and they don't help you score at all. You can't push someone off of an objective and score Vanguard points. You can't hold an objective and score Vanguard points. And that's why I feel that this unit, when you stack it up against the generic veteran despoiler squad that just came out in the Zone Mortalis book, the spoilers are cheaper. You don't have a champion sergeant. The sergeant loses 1 attack. You're 35 points less for the despoilers, and you have Vanguard 3. Yeah, you cannot have a standard. Go ahead.
The 2-up armor is a huge fucking deal.
I'm not saying it's not.
Also, the champion on the sergeant
It's a huge ordeal.
It's going to be a supreme benefit, especially as people get more into challenges, because you can essentially sandbag the challenge. Because I only know of one character in the game that can specifically call somebody out, and that's Sigismund. So if you can go into a challenge and throw this mook into it, only suffer maybe 1 combat resolution point off that failed challenge, you know you're going to lose. That could be a very, very strong thing.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I just wish there was a way that these guys actually were able to score. Because right now, the name of the game is
they can't score. They just don't
get 1 point.
Line, unless you give them line for master signals.
Correct. That is the only way to get them either line or Vanguard that I know of. Is through the master signal. But yeah, the 2-up save is really nice. However, I think it's that I don't value the 2-up quite as much as I should, or as much as I used to in previous editions, because of how much rending, breaching, AP2 there is out there right now. I just don't feel like it's quite as worth it.
It's significantly toned down in my experience.
Yep.
Okay. Explain.
A lot of the breaching values got worse. Rending's no longer a thing as far as how it interacts with your armor save.
That's correct.
The inherent accessibility to AP 1 and 2 weapons has shifted. All plasma is more or less shifted off of being inherently AP 3, except for the Thalax plasma. That's one notable exception. There might be some other mechanicum weirdness that I'm not familiar with. It does have a breaching value, but that breaching value is only a 5-up.
And that is 5 up or 6 up is most breaching that's out there.
Yes.
Predominantly 6 up for the most part.
There is a little bit of breaching 4 up, but it is not very common.
I concur there. I've seen more of the breaching 4 up in close combat weapons than I have in most shooting attacks.
The other reason why 2 up armor I think is supremely advantageous for that kind of squad is because they are gonna be in combat a lot, especially if you're, I would argue, doing it right, because you don't want them standing out there where they can get just shot to shit.
Fair.
The number of weapons that swing at your initiative or faster than you that can negate your armor is very limited.
Okay, that's a reasonable enough statement. I mean, there's really not a lot that's going to swing faster. I think Paragon Blades, that might be actually it. Unless you're taking something to knock your own initiative down.
I think there might be some faction specific war gear out there, but it's not very common.
Yeah. So that's your take, is that the 2 up is more valuable than it would not be. And that's fair. I understand that and I accept that. And I also accept that the champion's available. What I also dislike on these guys, you can't take the Vexilla, you can't take the Nuncio Vox. And these guys are just like regular Marines. They're going to be able to be stuck and pinned and possibly broken. Things like that. They don't have a better leadership. They don't have better leadership style stats. So that is one thing. I feel that this squad could be more effective with a few more options, literally just for like the Nuncio Vox, the Vexilla. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. I have a counterpoint to that as well.
Please add it. I understand they do get the option for the banner, so that is one big thing.
This is something that I know you and I, Gabe, have argued and debated off and on since 3.0 came out. I don't think a squad should have access to literally fuck all everything. And if you gave them that option, it really detracts from you taking anything else, right?
That's fair, but given how limited access to these guys is, it would make some sense, since you don't have the ability to have the line that native or the Vanguard native. But I see where your point is, as I've said before.
I think in theory you can unlock in a Marine detachment 2 Apex and run 6 of these squads, in addition to the retinue slot that a champion confers in his specific detachment that he can take if you select a champion. So that's in 9 retinue slots you could take in a Marine army. Or no, it might be a little bit less than that. It might only be 8, because you'd have to take a... Oh, what are they called? Delegatus. Delegatus does not eliminate your ability to take a Praetor, correct?
No.
No, it does not.
My math, I think, is off.
I think your math's off. I think you would, even with 3 Delegatus and the Praetor...
You can't combo stack the Delegatus like that, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
This would be a Delegatus, a Praetor, and 2 champions.
Yeah, I think so. That would get you possibly 6. But even so, if you're doing that based on just the cost it takes to tool these guys up, you would be very limited on how much transportation you have for them and other things you're going to be using for killing outside of, or even scoring outside of just close combat where these guys would shine.
Oh, I didn't say it was a good idea. It just is possible.
No, I get it. It's... I don't think it would be very
So,
reliably functional.
so this theoretically speaking, you could take primary detachment with a Praetor, take a Delegatus in the command section,
Yep.
and then ally in a Delegatus of a different faction, and theoretically you could have 9.
He might be onto something.
Theoretically, but we're going off into the skew
Yeah, we're
list
off into
more
the
than
yeah.
because like we all love a good skew list
Yeah, we do.
here. So realistically, worst case scenario is you're going to see 6 of them, but that army is going to just
It's gonna
run
be
up
something
and
ridiculous.
slap you in the face, but not be able to get any points.
It won't function.
Yeah.
The thing that I've noticed with 3rd edition is mono builds just don't work. Every list has to be multi-vector, multi-factor. You have to have threats and coming from your list in multiple directions, and you also have to have a very variety of defense as well as, I don't know how to articulate it other than that.
It's not quite that you need to have an all-comers list, but you need to have a very versatile list with a wide spread of ability.
Yes.
And that makes sense. Now, do you think these guys fit into the wide spread of variability or most
Yes.
functional?
I do.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I can't say you don't. They are functional. I think they're a better counter against other nasty units than they are against hunting dudes who are sitting there camping on an objective. Not to say they won't be able to do the objective campers as well, but I think they have other function rather than that.
The only thing I don't like about these retinues is that, in particular, the jetpack equipped ones and the outriders or the jet bike guys, they vastly overshadow other units with that gear, to the point where I'm not sure I would even consider taking like a veteran assault squad with having the option to take a Praetorian command assault squad, just because that 2-up does so much for you.
Yeah, so I hadn't actually gotten to the talking about the jump squad, but let's hop over there. I think you're absolutely right on that one. My previous comments were purely about the walking version. The jump pack version, I think, absolutely beat most other speed type units. The veteran assault squad, I want to like it, but the jump pack Praetorians are just so much better. It's not funny. That 2+ does add to it there.
I think it would be a slightly different story if combat shields worked from shooting as well as hand-to-hand, because they currently do not work against shooting attacks, and they weren't as expensive.
I think in some ways the veteran assault squad really kind of gets hurt because of what we expect them to do and what they're actually capable of doing compared to these guys, who, yes, cost similar in points and, yes, have similar loadouts, but can get that 2-up, 5-up, and be more survivable. I do kind of think it's kind of funny that the jump pack Praetorian's Command Squad doesn't come with close combat weapons. They come with a bolter. It's like they intend to jump forward and pretend that they're sisters of battle and shoot things. So that's kind of funny to me. Because they don't come natively with chainswords. Don't understand why, but sure, I'm all for it. What do you think of the Centurion Command Squad?
Me specifically?
Yeah, comparatively to the rest of the retinue-based units.
I was not prepared to answer this question.
I
Okay.
think they're not as good. I mean, they can't take the nicer standard.
They're cheaper. They don't have all the blingy stuff that the top line, the Centurion Command Squad, or not the Centurion, the Praetorian Command Squad has, but it gets you in that door cheaper. So,
But the only thing they're really missing as far as soft stats goes is an extra attack on the champion, and then bling wise, they're limited on some. Oh, excuse me. They're limited on some of the weapons. But they get access to different weapons. Like they get access to heavy weapons and special weapons, whereas the Praetorians don't.
They also get access to the Vexilla and the company standard.
Yep.
but all I really care about is the starter shotgun.
Man after my own heart, sir.
So since these standards are really the difference, let's kind of go over those a little bit. So the Legion standard adds +2 to combat res for each unit with one or more models, or for each, and it counts as 6 additional models for outside challenge support. That's the Legion standard that comes on the Praetorian Command Squad. The Centurion can only take the company standard, which adds +1 to combat resolution and counts as 5 models in the challenge.
You could.
What's the Vexilla do? Because that is available here, so that might be something we should also mention.
Adds 1 to your combat res, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So
+2 if you have that.
For 30 points, you could have +2 combat res, but it's exactly the same thing as the Legion standard does by itself, and you get the additional challenge support bonus.
Yeah. So it costs more to get slightly less.
Yep.
But these guys also do cost noticeably less as well.
20.
But they also,
versus-
again, yeah. They also, again, come with a 3-up, not a 2-up. So
I
I
think
think
they're
that's where
okay.
you're hurting more.
I think they are kind of overshadowed.
Honestly, if they were an assault squad, I could see taking them more.
I think these guys are overshadowed. I think these guys directly correlate across to the veteran despoilers again. The only thing the veteran spoilers don't get there is the +1 attack on the sergeant.
Yeah.
And they don't get a company standard access. And they cost 3 points more per model, I think, 15 versus 18. But they get Vanguard. These guys don't.
Yeah, these guys don't have any of the special bonuses.
Yep.
Yeah, and the veteran despoilers are a 10-point hike on the base unit as well.
Yeah, 95 versus 85.
Yep. And then the 3 points per model, like you said. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see taking veteran despoilers over the Centurion Command Squad.
Well, the sergeant does come with a champion subtype.
That is a good thing, as you mentioned before.
That is a differentiation. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah,
Blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah.
And you don't have the same combat options that the veteran despoilers do.
No, you don't. You do have different options. And you do have the special weapon ability and or 1 item from special for every 5, or 1 item from heavy weapons for every 5. So that is nice. But I don't think this unit is really dedicated mostly to that kind of thing.
Like a couple surprise melta-guns in the right situation could always help things.
Agreed.
But
Right.
because they can't take melta-bombs.
That is a good factor to make note of. None of the Praetorian command squads or the company command squads can take melta bombs, as far as I know.
Correct.
Not even on the
I don't
sergeant, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, not even the one we haven't talked about, the augur. They can't take any options really.
I think that the odd man out of everything, out of all the retinue types, is the Centurion command squad. I mean, they just seem like the they're there, but they're kind of like the worst option of all of them because they don't have any of the versatility.
Or the survivability.
Yeah, they really don't. I think somewhere that actually kind of got dropped was I think that there should have been a Praetorian Breacher squad. I think if they had done that, making kind of like, what is it? The Chieftains for the Sons of Horus, or doing like the Imperial Fist guys. I think
Like
making
quarters.
yes, but a souped up version of them. I think making them an option would have been a cool inclusion and something kind of neat to include. And I think it would be an pretty awesome modeling opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Rather than just taking, oh look, I've got veteran preachers who are neat. Don't get me wrong, but they're not a command squad.
They need the broom sweeps.
Yeah,
The shotgun.
with shotguns, yes. Everybody has to have the starting shotguns because that's the worst possible choice.
Especially because you're paying for it.
But it is stun 0, right?
It is, which is why my Praetors carry shotguns for some strange reason. I don't know why it is.
It has nothing to do with Evil Dead.
No.
It definitely doesn't have anything to do with the old
It may have to do with war crimes, but no. Nothing
Yeah,
with...
no. Or as our friends Good Times and War Crimes with Chris and Jeremy do. Yeah.
Yep.
Do any of you see yourselves having a reason or trying to even shoehorn these guys into a list for the most part?
Which one?
The Centurion Command Squad.
Maybe for the special weapon and heavy weapons, that's probably about it. Like if you absolutely positively had to take more melt the guns or something, but and then you still get access to the disintegrator rifle. So
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Don't need anything else.
if you want Volkites and rotor cannons on everything type list,
Right.
one way to do it.
I feel that if I was limited in a special scenario that limited you to like a ZM list with nothing 2 up or better other than a character model, I feel I might include these in like a small
It's like
ZM
a
list.
very specific scenario.
But yeah, I feel like compared to every other option, they're just outmatched.
Well, I mean, like,
You know, heavy flamer in ZM, they would clean up.
I
Yeah.
like Duncan's responses basically, if you put a gun to my head and made me play this game,
Yeah, if you make me have to take this unit, I will take them.
Like,
But
if
I
you
mean, it's not like the Armistos where he can't find a use for it.
it's like if you make me take this unit with the Delegatus in a specific scenario in ZM, I would take this.
if
You know-
Neptune is in retrograde,
I could actually see a reason to take these guys, and that's if you're making me also take an Armistice. Because that way, I could have 3 heavy weapons, including the Armistice, and... No.
I mean, if they got suspensors or something, I could see a little better for the heavy weapons.
Yeah,
Something
but
that
they
allowed them to
don't.
move and shoot it.
No, I think these guys are lacking. Utterly
Yep.
lacking. And I wish they would go away.
I mean, they're new, technically,
Yeah.
because they were always a downgrade because they're the newer, lower strength Centurion Command Squad. They're not for the Praetorians.
Yeah, they're...
I feel like I should actually answer Duncan's question. I have a kind of a headcanon issue with taking command squads in general for my Death Guard. To me, it doesn't feel very Death Guard-y. That's just my opinion. It's kind of like my thing, Death Guard don't Volkite, because that's old fluff for them. Death Guard, in the old lore, they did not stand on pomp and being fancy. They just got shit done. And command squads seem kind of fancy. And then from a modeling aspect, I feel like this is one of those squads that often gets caught in turmoil between editions, and you might have to revamp the squad, swap some weapons out, and I don't like doing that. So there's kind of a modeling hobby aspect to not wanting to run these squads in that degree. But as far as like functionality, for the most part, I like them all. I don't really like the Centurion. They just seem odd and out of place, and I'm not even sure why they added them in.
It kind of feels like an afterthought.
They do kind of feel like an afterthought.
Almost like they shouldn't be a retinue, and they should just be an easier way to take them some way.
Like if you take a Centurion as your or Delegatus as your HQ, these guys are an automatic bodyguard available to him.
Right.
Like an upgrade.
Yeah.
That I could see. But other than that, I don't see a really good reason to include these guys in any list. But there we go.
They are punchier than normal.
Yeah,
they have
skill 5 is nice.
interesting options. But like, you're not that far from just taking the next step up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a place. I'm just not sure if any of us know where that place is.
That kind of leads us on to the next one.
Yeah. The Augur Command and Control Squad.
They look cool.
You only get 4 guys for 80 points.
4.
They have. Yeah, you only get 4 guys for 80 points. You get the same stats as a Marine, except you get an extra attack and an extra wound.
And an extra point of intelligence.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Fuck, we
and
need that.
Save.
All the brain damage to go around.
Yeah.
At least these guys can score. They're support unit too.
Yep.
Yeah. But they're 4 dudes. One dude can have their gun swapped out for a special weapon of whatever type. These guys aren't made for scoring. These guys are made literally to make your reactions cost less. 1 time per turn.
The only time I ever put these in a list was when I was thinking about building an Ultramarines list that leaned so heavily into reactions. Like multiple apothecaries and things like that. Just
I can see that.
Like take 5 reactions a turn, basically.
So I saw our friend Gabe, who we've talked about a bit before. I saw him last year at Adepticon make use of these guys. And he used the old Games Workshop Drunk Marines to represent them. One thing I do like about this squad is it's not that they have a single piece of war gear that makes them have that reaction. They all have that piece. So you can kill off 3 members of the squad, and as long as there's 1 dude still remaining, they can still reduce your reaction points cost for 1 thing per turn. And that's nice. And it's limited in range, so it's limited for their functionality. They're only 4 dudes.
They're not that... I mean, it's 80 points. I mean...
Yeah, they're not really that expensive compared to other things in this slot. But they also don't have a lot of function outside of...
Right.
If you want to play the reaction game.
Yeah, it's a very specific thing, and you actually have to have them kind of in harm's way too, as you're saying. It's an 18-inch range for that reaction bubble, so
I do see a lot of use for these guys, and I've seen other people than just Gabe playing them. I don't see myself using them because I don't feel that putting this kind of a limited unit out of the retinue slot into the game in a list that I'm playing is actually going to be that viable for me personally. But that said, I have seen these guys used, and they do function, so they do have a place.
I have a question for you, Duncan.
Shoot.
Would it be different if they had jetpacks and lightning claws?
No, I don't think it would. I think it would be different if I could give these guys all a special weapon like a Nemesis bolt rifle or something like that, to where I could actually have them be more functional.
Maybe not even
all take specials for heavies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they could all do that, I could actually see these guys if I could have all heavy weapons on all 4 of these dudes, I could see these guys getting stuck with an armistice. And that way I actually could find a use for an armistice. Because he would be the first person in the squad I killed compared to the rest of them, so they could keep their reaction functionality.
It would make it an expensive squad, but yeah, sitting in the back, just plinking down 4 extra last cannons a turn or something.
Yeah.
I can't believe it took us this long to solve Armistice.
All you gotta do is break 3 other special rules and to get it done.
Special rules to get
Yes.
it to work.
I found a way to make the armistice work. You just got to break another squad and disobey what it does. Yeah. I think most of the time I've seen these guys, these guys are stuck with people's master signal.
So what would that help in any way with the range on them?
No, it's
No.
just that the master signal has no function else either, so they're
It's
just
a
left
way
to
of-
go with him.
So
It's a way of insulating your master's signals from taking wounds if you wanted him to live. Really
Yeah.
is what that is.
is there not another way you could do that would be cheaper?
Yeah,
No,
attack
there is.
squad.
Yeah, putting him attack squad or a recon squad, something that's going to stand back anyway.
And they
But
could
the
actually shoot
downside
back?
to that is that the tactical squad is likely to get shot at by other things, indirectly or directly, because they're probably on an objective. So it's
These guys honestly aren't much of a threat. If you don't really care about your opponent's reactions as much as most people really seem to not to, this is a good spot to hide characters that are not really all that capable in, like the Master Signal, like I mentioned.
Siegebreaker is a good argument as well, because if you're trying to leverage his line of sight for
Shit,
indirect fire,
That's a good point.
Everybody
they're not likely just to get shot at because there's probably another threat out there.
Is this unit a good unit to throw on to an HQ that you may not necessarily want in the front lines, that does a service to your army, but not enough service for anybody to dedicate any serious amount of fire to, so they're just ablative wounds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
That's basically what we're saying.
I was looking at something else. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're basically cheaper ablative wounds for an HQ unit that may or may not be frontline.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a good spot for these guys. I think they have better functionality than the Centurion Command Squad.
And they're cheaper.
Yeah, and they're cheaper.
Not as much options, but yeah.
They don't really need it. I mean, you're not
No,
really
I know.
taking them for their shooting or their close combat. You're
I
taking them to do as they do, and if you're using them to ablate wounds for the Master Signal, they're not really a threat. If I see them on the table with a Master Signal, unless I care about the reserves or the Master Signal special rule, I'm really not going to shoot at them.
Yeah.
So, and since there's really no kill points in this edition, unless you're using the ZM missions or porting those rules over from the ZM missions, I'm really not going to pay much attention to these guys.
And
Yeah.
it's a small enough footprint you could hide them anywhere.
Yeah, you absolutely could. Like in the backfield of your parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they have cool DJ, like mobile DJ boards.
I will say, Gabe's guys that he done painted up for Adepticon were hysterical because they are all drinking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every one of them's a drunk. Or is drunk. Which fits certain people at Adepticon well. Not any of us, obviously, because we go by our
we would
perfectly
never drink at a
well-adjusted individuals who would be responsible in all things.
And besides the fact you would have to, like, go and buy Twisted Teas at $18 a can or whatever that they were,
I've done that, so yeah.
or Coors Lights for 16 or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's going to cost a lot of money. The that's the end, other than the jet bike version and the non-jet bike version for the Outriders of the command squads. The Retinue squad, I should say.
The jet bikes are 170 for 3. You can buy 7 more for 45.
That's a lot of points.
They did get a change from 1 and 2.0 in that they can finally upgrade their guns to be Volkite, Plasma, or Multi-Melta. You're not just stuck with heavy bolters.
Heavy bolters, yes. That was always so much fun.
And you can also buy them combat shields or sergeant melee weapons. So you can't do 2 claws.
Don't think that with this squad, with jet bikes specifically, that I would really care about getting 2 claws. I would predominantly use these guys for their big, nasty firepower before getting to close combat and smacking things around.
Oh, God, no. Just Thunderhammers, and don't bother shooting because there's nothing return fire.
Brian tell us all about Adepticon with this squad with Thunderhammers.
I'm calling you out, Brian Hendrickson, you son of a gun.
Good freaking lord, that sucked. That was just oppressive.
Yeah,
Tell us
with
more.
axes and fists for 2.0.
Well, you see jet bikes go vroom really fast, and then they go, I'm not shooting at you because you'll fuck me up. And then they go, and I punch you in the fucking face with this giant hammer of death. And I move on to the next squad.
Oh, look, you're within range. If people have ever played Tau Gunline and what happens when the assault unit gets into a Tau Gunline, that's this.
Yeah.
I like this squad, and I like the Outrider version as well. I like them a lot. I do think having the Meltas in there is nice, just so you could sit there and pop a transport that you might want to. But other than that, I wouldn't be shooting these guys at much. I'd just be using their speed to go up and smash the living crap out of things.
I mean, the Melta, 15 point, an extra 15 a model. I mean, it's already not it's a fairly expensive unit.
Oh yeah, they're not cheap. They are not cheap at all.
I would just take those points, and instead of investing them in Melta, I would invest them in more jet bike guys with Thunderhammer.
I would too. Because you could instead of 3 the multi-meltas, you could get 1 more. Dude,
I mean, that is fair.
I mean, I'm not saying don't do the multi-melta, but like, if you're balancing points versus usability and stuff, go for the extra dude with another Thunderhammer.
I still feel like we should make that T-shirt, the RX label T-shirt with Thunderhammer, apply to face twice daily or as needed.
Twice.
That would work. I do say I love these guys for so many different things, but I think my favorite place for these guys is White Scars. Just because White Scars are the bike army we all know and love. I don't like the idea of just Thunderhammers on them for White Scars, but it's remarkably effective.
Weren't the ones that we played, Brian, were they Space Wolves with Raven Guard?
It was indeed Space Wolves and Raven Guard. Andy brought his Raven Guard. He was one of my Fort Wayne guys. I don't know if he's still a Patreon, but he was one of the guys that signed up so that Duncan had to do these Ultramarines.
Yep.
Because he's a loving, caring individual like that. And then Brian is a longtime Space Wolves fan, because I think he is actually a Space Wolf in real life. That guy terrifies me.
I can confirm he is kind of Space Wolfy.
You would not expect that guy with his physique and sheer physical capabilities to be an individual that holds, I think he might have a doctorate. He might have a PhD. He's scary smart too. He
is very, very. They were both highly intelligent, knew their armies backwards and forwards, and knew everybody else's armies. And then, like, if you just sit and talk with them, they're very cool guys to be with. So.
Yeah, they were cool to sit there and hang out with.
The bikes have the same problem that all bike units have, and that they're 1 point of intelligence dumber.
Well, I mean, they're not wearing safety gear.
I don't get that. I mean, unless they're just literally trying to perpetuate a stereotype there, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but
They
sure,
probably are.
whatever.
They probably are.
I'm surprised Duncan doesn't have an issue with them because they can't score.
I mean, I think they are wonderful and fun, and I don't think their scoring it matters because these guys and the jet bikes are the guys who have 3 wounds. You throw them in thunder hammers on them, you give them the combat shield, and you go fast and you punch people in the face.
Yeah, and they still have the 2-up saves that the Praetorian squads do.
Yeah, the speed on these guys versus the speed on the regular walking Praetorian squad.
First turn
Yes.
charge, baby. First turn charge.
In that case, I don't worry about too much on the no Vanguard or line. Because
I'm jet bike ignorant. How fast do jet bikes move?
16.
16.
Okay.
14 on bikes.
So you get moving 16. You have an initiative of 4, or let's just call it 5 because you got your Praetor attached. So your setup is 5?
Okay, hold on. Before you get this wrong, your setup for the Praetor could be different than the squad mates.
Yes.
Yep.
So you're set up for. I'm pretty sure you're set up for the combined unit. If the Praetor is also on a jet bike,
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5. So you have in essence a 21-inch up to being right on top of them before you have to roll a die.
And then if you're White Scars, you add more.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's
That might
absolutely
even
functional.
bump them into the 6-inch step-up move territory.
God, I'll have to look up the White Scars rules. You might be correct.
Other Brian, get off your ass. Finish the White Scars bike army.
No, we appreciate Other Brian. We love Other Brian, and we like what he's doing with them. And eventually they'll be ready, and eventually they'll be absolutely ridiculous.
I understand his conundrum with them. When the painting of that army equals suffering, it's a challenge.
He's painting Nurgle demons right now. I mean, come on.
He's trying to make you feel better, Jamie, by making you some
No,
fun.
all he's doing is portraits of my household. I mean,
Jesus.
Brian, I think you are right. I think that with White Scars giving these guys an 18-inch move.
Because it'd be a 22-inch combined move and initiative for the step-up.
No, they go to an 18, and because you actually have increased the move, but not the initiative, I think you're at 23, possibly 24. I think you do jump to a 6. Jesus. Yeah, okay.
Scary.
That's
No.
yeah, no, that's a bit overmuch. That right there is in your face. Don't deploy on the front line.
it's like
So if you're playing
on the highway.
if you're playing hot dog deployment or hamburger deployment, they can go the entire no man's land right to your deployment zone and then charge something.
If they're deployed on the line, they can end up in your deployment zone.
Yeah, no, they did. So
With that setup move and everything, and then get that D6 to charge. That's really fun.
no, it's not.
I'm
But
not
they're
talking
only
about as a
charging one
receiver.
unit.
Yeah,
Like
that is true.
that's the other side of it. They're only charging one unit, and
Oh,
then
it's
they're
super
there in front
fucking
of
bad,
everything.
Yeah.
Whatever they charge, they're going to get punched right in the nose.
But that's what the combat shields were for.
Dude, I have the luck though that they would charge that one unit, not kill everybody, and that unit would get locked in combat because they didn't fail morale. That would be my luck.
Oh, I just realized they can take Thunderhammers and Storm Shields now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.0 they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. This squad
Combat
for
shield?
White Scars is combat shields.
On the jet bikes.
Yeah.
I thought you were limited because 2.0 you had to drive the bike for some reason.
Why would you do that?
You couldn't just wrap the shield in between the handlebars, you know.
Yeah.
And unlike old style in first edition, where you could go up to 5 dudes in your command squad, these guys are going up to 10. So you can have a heck of a
Oh my gosh,
heck of a first turn charge with whatever you want to.
that squad would be like so expensive.
Oh yeah, these guys would be absolutely ridiculous for whatever you're going to take.
Like total Death Star. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to
exactly
work
what
on
this
the
is.
I'm trying to work on the suzerains right now. Y'all need to quit making me want to snap some arms off some jet bikes, okay?
well, I mean, John, you did give me like 20 or something like that a couple years ago for Christmas. So
Yeah, and I
One-
have 60 painted, so
One meme list at a time, gentlemen.
Yeah, this is something we all need to pay attention to. Is yes, we love creating ridiculous nonsense just for the sheer silliness of it. But yeah, one list at a time, guys.
yeah, for Warzone I've dedicated the suzerains and the Mastodon, which I should be picking up the Mastodon this week.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that.
I look
Have we
forward to
done-
not crying when I open it.
Have we done all the generic retinue units to death at this point?
no, we hadn't done the regular bike ones.
It's basically the exact same thing as the jet bike ones.
Just 2
Literally.
inches slower, right?
Yeah, and 1 point of intelligence less.
Yep, they're another intelligent point less, and
They
they're
can't take this. They come with twin bolters that they can swap for twin plasma guns. Or
Gone are the
15
old
points.
twin meltas that we used to be able to put on them.
Or the recon bikes that had twin rotor cannons.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, I love bikes. Command squads, they're fun.
Firestorm, impeccable advance, and outflank.
Yep. Bike squads are fun. They've always been fun. They're just not always functional. G-Dub, James, our good friend James, please put these out in plastic. We would love to see the regular bikes in plastic.
Yep.
I do have a headcanon issue with like bike squads just because like my suspension of disbelief can go pretty far, but going to the realm of driving a motorcycle into combat, that's just not gonna work, bro.
What about a four-wheeler?
That's
Mark-
also not very ideal.
Well, I mean, like you have Solar Ox that have horses they charge into with explosive tipped lances.
Yeah, there is that.
So, like,
It used to work, not so much in the modern environment, but you know, suspension of disbelief thing, right?
just gonna say they did use bikes in World War II in Europe. So, and
I will say this. I like the idea of heavily armored asshats in power armor with great big close combat weapons charging at someone on a bike or a jet bike. I think the idea is neat. It's ridiculous. It's over the top, which is exactly what Warhammer as a whole is all about.
yeah.
So, I also like the fact that I have 6 units of regular bikes for my Iron Warriors who are all armed for nonsense. So, it's fun.
Yeah, I've got the parts to build 60.
I don't think I've ever actually played them in Heresy. I think I only ever played them when I was playing them as 40k stuff. So
So I can definitely build some command squads out of them.
I think we've done all the command squads to death at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, event shout-outs then, folks. Let's call it a wrap and move on. What do we got going on?
We got our next Dallas event on August the 23rd at Crimson Lion Games. We've got Warzone Houston that I will definitely be there because I've already bought hotel and tickets to September 25th through the 27th. With Cool Raffle by Gabe.
I've already bought tickets for a cool raffle. I'm looking forward to seeing how that all turns out for everybody.
Do we mention the Sparity raffle again?
No. Jack mentioned the Sparity raffle last week. We don't need to mention it again.
Okay.
Brad, what events do you have coming up?
The Far Harbor 2-day event has been postponed. I don't believe I've heard back on a new date for that yet. There was a conflict on the scheduling of that event, so Jake, the gentleman that's running it, is gonna reschedule it. It is still happening, as far as I'm aware. I think everybody's pretty much committed and wants it to happen, so it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be at a different date later in the year. The Lansing 2-day event at Evolution Games on October 10th and 11th is for sure happening. I have not made a event posting for it yet, but I will be on that within the next 2 weeks. I was just talking with the manager of Evolution Games, and it is confirmed good to go. There was only concern of Magic pre-release maybe stacking onto that weekend. And the pre-release schedule is not going to interfere, so we are all good there. August 15th, one of the Detroit guys took initiative and is hosting an event at Dark Side Games or something, I believe, in the greater Detroit area. I believe I shared the event details in our Discord. If anybody has any questions, they can reach out to me in the various places that I am. Discord, Facebook, what have you, and I can set you up with more information or get you in touch with Paul, the gentleman running that. And I think that's all I got for right now.
That's a lot.
So Blake and Christopher posted up the information for their next event in it's going to be up in Madison, Huntsville area at High Ground Hobbies. It's August 29th and 30th. They're already doing registration. Sign in for the events at 9:30 in the morning. It's a 2-day event. It's a little more expensive than normal, but it comes with a bunch of swag. They've got dog tags and what are they, marker tokens, and then Christopher always does awesome custom made trophies for each event too. 2-day event. It's narrative, and it's loyalists versus traitors, and there's also mega arachnids in the event as well. So and also, I will say High Ground Hobbies is a badass store that has, since it's a 2-day event, they have their own Airbnbs that are attached to the store that are like themed. They have a Game of Thrones one. They have a Fallout one, which is pretty cool. I thought they may be opening another one. They're doing a massive expansion at that store with like a whole new gaming hall, but because like the 40 tables that they had at the one that before was not enough, they're like really drastically expanding their footprint. So if you're in Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, possibly Florida, maybe even Kentucky, Duncan, good event to go to. Great guys.
Yep. Cool news.
Talking with Chris, which I'm so sad that he moved away because he was one of my Michiganders. They've been trying to find a place to get like even bigger event rooms. They could do bigger, badder, more epic events. But I guess the competition in the Huntsville area is pretty bad for that kind of space. So they've been trying to figure that out.
Well, from my understanding is when they bought, the guy that owns the place up there bought this place, there's room on that property. It was parking and some other stuff, and they finally just basically bought the bullet, and they decided to do it. And like this whole summer, it started in the spring, but they're drastically expanding their footprint. I mean, like it was already a badass store, and then Christopher's working there with the other painters and everything, but like this is going to be a lot bigger. So, and they're always been friends of like our hobby and everything. So
they do commission painting, guys.
Yeah,
they do great work.
They do amazing work. Yes.
Yep.
They've got a huge staff of commission painters, like they're on site. That's like literally what they do is their jobs.
I mean, Chris is one of their commissioned painter guys, and
His stuff always
I
looks
had
good.
Yeah.
His
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
always
Yep.
looks amazing, and the trophies we started doing this year at Adepticon, the Outstanding Hobby Achievement Awards, Jeremy and Chris both got nominated multiple times, and I had to tell them on the last day when I was hanging out with them, I said, you should have got one of these awards, but we all know you can paint phenomenally well, so we kind of had to give them to other people.
Yeah, there
Chris
are
and Jeremy are both amazing guys.
they're amazing hobbyists and amazing people, just in
Yeah,
general.
the hobby is lucky to have those two guys. They're
Yeah.
pillars of the community. They really are.
And Blake's not too shabby too.
No, Blake's an okay dude. I definitely enjoy him
Yeah.
sometimes.
No,
I
I
had
mean,
not really connected with him in the times that we've bumped elbows at Adepticon, because he's
He
always
is-
had a lot of other stuff.
yeah, Blake is usually very busy. Like he's always networking and he's also playing in tons of other events. So-
I will say I do like Blake. He can be a bit overwhelming to people who don't know him, but he has nothing but love for the hobby in his heart.
Yeah,
really does.
he has the best of intentions for the hobby. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah,
I know.
and he's a great positive for building a community around him.
Yeah, he is. Him and Christopher have worked their asses off to try and not just for Bama, but like the Southeast as a whole, trying to get everybody together. So
You're absolutely correct. More events. Our friends in Phoenix are hosting an event at Meeple-a-thon, which is in Kansas City, Missouri, on November the 6th, 7th, and 8th. You can find them all. You can find out more information about that event at Meeple-a-thon. That is, again, the Taking of Phoenix guys who are doing that. The guys up in Cincinnati who are running BolterCon are holding Heresy events at BolterCon. There'll be a Heresy event every single day. That's November 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Give those guys a look. You can find them at boltersatdawn.com or boltercon.com. We would be remiss in not telling you that Nova Open is going on September the 2nd through the 6th in Washington,
Labor Day
D.C.
week. Yes.
Yep.
Please support Big Ben.
Yes, please go support Ben. Ben Marsh is awesome people. He does awesome things with events, and he's another pillar of the community. He's a very fun guy to hang out with, and he runs events that are cool as all get out.
Even if he is a hairy pillar.
He might be a hairy pillar, but he is a pillar. And of course, Adepticon, April 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of 2027. Over in the Baird Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We will be there. We will be running events. We will be handing out posters and other swag and having all kinds of fun. Come hang out.
It's a later date. Make a note of that, people. It's much later this year because of Easter, the way it falls in the year.
Yep. Come hang out. Come have fun. Buy tickets for the Ultramarine Raffle Army. It's going to the Extra Life charity that is being sponsored and run at Adepticon. Tickets will be available for them through Adepticon.
We may know the guy that is painting and putting them together. And
Yes, it might be me still. I don't know if I'll be able to play with the army. It might be on display somewhere.
I'm sure we can come up with a proxy army.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Ultramarine.
I can find something to play other than Ultramarines. It will be all right. I promise.
We're not going to let you violate the rules of the challenge, sir.
The rule of the challenge was that you have to play the army, so we're going to make that happen.
So the army might be available for people to look at and me not to play. So it's really sad. If that happens, I'll just not play. So I'll be okay. That way I don't violate by playing another army.
John and Jack, can we make this happen?
We will make it happen.
We're going to make it happen.
If I have to speed paint a Kratos or whatever else is in that list that I don't have currently finished, it will happen.
It's happening, man.
Do I have that list?
You have that
probably do.
list.
Charity auction plus Fellblade.
Yeah, charity
Doug-
auction plus Fellblade.
Have
Again,
that.
if I'm
Have that.
playing,
Have that. 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 Wait. No. Wait. Yeah, I have that. And okay. Yeah, I have that. Good news, everybody.
Again, if I'm having to play another heretic army, you're gonna have to play Ultramarines. So.
Good news for the Patreons. Jack has y'all covered in making Duncan fulfill his promise.
Yeah. The only thing that would be questionable is I don't have 2 Fellblades. And the list I have has a Fellblade in it. So maybe I just need to change my list.
Or you could just get a second Fellblade.
I've got one built, Jack. If I need to speed paint it, I will.
Of course you do, John.
I have a printer in the technology.
Not surprised either. I think that wraps everything up for tonight, everybody. Jamie, tell Bri to tell John to call it a night.
Hey, John.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the 181st episode of the Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. My name is John, and tonight I've been joined by...
I was going to say cut a finger, but I don't want to, jinx it.
No. That was Brian. I'm Duncan.
Oh my God, I'm Jack.
And I am Jamie. Good night, everybody. You all
Always remember to stay accountable to yourselves, to your buddies, and your hobby, and we'll talk to you next time.
Remember, we're off next week.
Yep, taking a break.
All right, later, y'all. Bye.
There you go.
Like and subscribe and see ya.